To Money Confidence. I'm Crystal Lockley, and I'm the Chief Financial Strategist here at Confidence Wealth. Every week, I try to bring to you something that is talked about in my meetings that I think that actually is an important subject for a lot of people and maybe something they haven't thought about in depth. So one of the actual topics for the last week has been charitable giving. I've seen a lot of my clients and a lot of different meetings that I had where retirees or people planning on retiring are giving some specific dollar amount to charity, and some it's more random. It's not really, a specific dollar amount that all the time they're giving. It's just random throughout the year. But in many of the cases, we find that it actually adds up to a nice and decent amount. So when something, that you're giving is obviously important to you, it would even make it more beneficial if we make it purposeful. So purposeful giving would not only help you feel better, but also lets you plan better in retirement as well. So for example, let's say we find out that you are giving 5,000 each year to charity, or you're giving 10,000 each year to charity, whatever that amount would be. Well, there are ways we can actually maybe combine a few years worth to put it aside into a donor advisory trust fund. Therefore, maybe utilizing a couple of years where you can reduce your taxable income because you are giving to that donor advisory trust fund. And then later you use that donor advisory trust fund to continue paying towards the charitable organizations that you were passionate about to begin with. So from a tax planning perspective, that could be very beneficial. And also, and not to mention that there could be lots of different things that you may have not thought about. So for example, I had a client where after we looked at a couple of years worth of donations, she found out she's giving away more than she thought. So she always thought she was giving about a couple of thousand away each year, but really in reality, she was giving close to 10,000. So she realized it's also scattered all over the place, and maybe she wants to make it more impactful. And that's how she felt. She felt like, you know what? Let me go see what organizations I'm truly, truly excited about and what causes really drive me. And if I am going to give that money away, let me go ahead and make it impactful by doing it that way. Now, also, I have multiple clients that are leaving money behind to charitable organizations when they're gone. And that is written in their trust. So whether it's 20% of their estate or 30%, in some cases, 50%. Well, how do we make that even bigger? Because this is something they want to leave behind when they're gone. Where there are lots of ways we can make that. Let's just say, for example, if you were leaving 1 million behind to that charity, what if we could make that million into 5 million? Would that be even more impactful at that time? Because think about what that dollar is worth today versus what it would be when you are no longer here. So as you can see, there are lots of things to think about when it comes to charitable giving and what's important and what you need to do to make sure they are impactful. With that said, one good exercise would be look at your tax returns at the end of the year and look how much you have written that you're giving away. And most of it, not like, items you're donating, but actual specifically dollar amounts or checks you have written and things like that. And then take a look at where did you give that money? Was that your intention? Was it things and causes you were passionate about? Also, just look at the amount and say, is it the amount that you thought it was? Is it less? Is it more? Whatever it may be. And that could be a great topic of conversation. If you are someone that's listening to this and you're maybe one of our clients' friends that you've never had this conversation and you are thinking that, well, I'm giving a lot away. Maybe there is something I can do to make it more tax efficient. So that's something you can absolutely set up a complimentary session with one of the advisors of our firm and run some numbers and see if there are things you can do to make it more impactful. Now, if you're listening to this and you're going, this is everyone, and you're going, well, you know what? I really have not thought about exactly what amount I'm going to leave behind to charities when I'm gone, but I definitely don't want to give everything away, let's just say to my relatives, there's definitely a portion I want to give away to something else, to something that makes me feel good when I'm gone. And it's just a lot of times, a lot of us think about those legacies and what we want to leave behind and so forth. And you may be someone like some of my clients that actually would like to really have a foundation, and that's your legacy. So whatever it may be, it's really important to talk about it. I think it's actually a fun topic, because whether it's now that you're giving or it's later you want to give money away when you're gone, either way, that is such a wonderful thing, because you're making a difference in those organizations and the people of those organizations that are going to benefit from it. That why not put more thought into it, so we can make this much more impactful for you, not just from a tax efficiency, but also from purpose planning point of view. So this is just my little tip for the week. I look forward to seeing you next week. If there are any questions you have, or if there are any comments you want to make, please don't hesitate to either post it here or go ahead and email me at askcrystal@icwm.com or askcrystal@confidencewealth.com. Until next time, have a great one.